welcome to another Friday wet night. Yeah, where are we, John?
We are at Fishbourne Ferry, but this is not our original location.
No, certainly not.
We started off at Wight, walked all the way down there, but the wind's supposed to be southerly, but it was just ridiculous down there.
Yeah, they're blowing the rods over for definite, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we couldn't have them down low because they would have gone over the wash. So we've come here, we're higher up. It's still got a bit of wind here, but it's better.
It's fishable.
Yeah, it's fishable.
Chances of bass, maybe a thornback,
Maybe bream,
and
a smut.
a smut, I suppose.
But my target tonight is a bass because I haven't had one this year yet, and this is a good bass location. We're just by Fishbourne Ferry,
yeah.
So you'll see the ferry coming in and out. If we went round the corner slightly, that'd be a really good smooth hound spot.
Yeah,
but
we're not here for smooth hounds.
No, we're here for bass.
Yeah,
straight into the channel.
Yeah. Well, I'll spin you around in a minute, but it's going to be covered up quite a lot tonight, I think.
Yeah.
It's definitely wet.
It's going to be wet all night as well.
Yeah. Bring you back. Right then, tonight we've got a slightly different rod, so I'm using the Tronix Pro as per normal. I've chucked that out with the squid on it. On the left-hand one, I've got the Facility Hammer Enigma, both with the Sakuma reels. And over here, John has a different rod.
Well, you've seen it before, ladies and gentle squirts. But yeah, it's the Dawa Tournament Pro Surf. And the other one's the usual suspect of the Century Tip Tornado Sport Graphene. And the usual suspects on the reels. Usual bait, usual rigs for me.
Good on, John. I'll show you some of the baits over here. So tonight, John is using the mackerel. So Joey mackerel's cut in half, chucked out. I've got a bit of a mixture, so I've got the C6 squid and the sardines as well. So I've got 2 packets of those. So they're normally good for half a sardine each bait, plus a little bit of squid. In the box, I also have a little bit of worm tonight. So I'm just chucking a little 2-hook flapper out just to get the night started with any luck, because it is very low tide. High tide is about 10 to 12 tonight.
Yeah.
See how long we get, because it is going to absolutely rip it down later, I think. But yeah, that's the old White Link Ferry. And yeah, hopefully you won't disturb my fish. Bring you back. Hold on. Hey, John died.
Currently teeming down rain. This is what we're going for at the moment. It is 9:30. We've had no bites yet, but yeah, we've had to strap our boxes to the rod stand to stop them tipping over on both rods. But yeah, it's going to be like this all night, if not getting a bit heavier. So fingers crossed, we'll get maybe get a bass tonight. Looks like the ferry's just off. But yeah, I love you guys, and I hope to see you soon with a fish. Hi, this is John from the Friday Night Fishing Club. Well, it didn't end up too well for me and Neil. Weather was horrendous, so we ended up calling it a bit early. But for a bit of a bonus footage, me and Neil thought we'd show you how to make our rigs that we make, our pulley pennels, from scratch. So I hope you enjoy it. So, if you want to make your own pulley pennel rigs, here's what you need. This is £70 main line, and that'll be to make the main rig body. I got £58, and that'll be for my hook length. I got some Sakuma Manta extras. These are pennel ones. As you can see, it's got the bent eye. Some more Sakuma Manta extra. These are for the main hook from the bottom. A hook puller, pair of nail clippers, imps, Trident pulleys. You can use any ones you want to. You can use the Tronix ones, you can use the Gemini ones, but these Trident ones, I really love them. Quick clips. This is rig tubing, but I've pre-cut it into 1-inch sections, and that will be going over the pennel hooks. Beads, but make sure
your beads are the 4mm ones, otherwise the line will not, the main rig body line will not fit through it. And swivels. These are 80-pound swivels. So I wouldn't use anything less than 70, because obviously that means your line will be stronger than the swivel. And yeah, next I'll be showing you how to make the rig. So what I find helps when you're making rigs is if you lay out the components that you need. So first I'm going to be making the rig body, and these are the components in order of how I need them. So if there's still one of these bits left, I know I haven't built that rig properly, or there's something missing out of it. So I lay it out, and that helps me to like not forget. So first thing you want to do is pick up the swivel, and then you want to tie it onto your line. So don't cut off from the spool yet, just tie your swivel on. So I've got my swivel there, and as in the last short, in one of the shorts you would have seen me doing a blood knot, so this is what I'll be doing. So it's wrap round 5 times, then through the bottom eye, then you will lubricate the knot. I'll do that off camera. Then literally, there we are, pull tight, there we are, and then with your pair of nail clippers we cut off a bit, cut off the excess. I like to leave a little bit. So next step is this line I will measure out 50 inches, and then I will get back to you. Right, so I've measured out 50 inches. There's the swivel end, and all the way along, and there's your plain end. So I've laid them out, this out in order of what I'll be needing it. So it'll go bead, slider. Make sure you go for that top hole there. So this is a hole just a little bit above my thumb. So you want to go through that bit like that. Let it slide down. Then we want to go bead again, like that. Then you want to go quick clip and tie that on. So again, what we do is 5 around, and through that bottom loop, like that. I'll just give it a little lick. Then I put my puller through the eye like that, and then give it a yank. Make sure the knot lays well, and cut off that little bit of tag end. Right, you may notice that I have an imp still sat there. So with the swivel end, what we do is we attach the imp on. So you go clip it onto there, around, and up. So then it sits like that. And the reason why I just don't tie this to the main line is because it allows the weight to swivel around and not tangle up the line. So that is the rig body made. Right, now it's time for the hook length. So yet again, I've laid everything out. So I've got the 58-pound hook line, a swivel, rig tubing that I've pre-cut to 1 inch, pulley hook, pennel hook, sorry, and normal hook. These hooks are 2/0s. It's my preferred size. I know some people prefer bigger, some people prefer smaller, but I've had 23-pound conger on these, have not failed me yet. So and I've had £10 bass on them. I've had loads of stuff on these hooks, and they've not failed me. Me and Neil both use this rig, and me and Neil both use Sakuma hooks. He does use 3/0s, but it's personal preference to the end. Right, let's on with the hook length. So grab the end of your hook line and tie it onto a swivel. Then we will do the half blood knot again. So remember, 5 round, then through the bottom eye, give it a little bit of pull, then it needs lubrication, and we put the puller through the eye of the swivel, if I can get it focused, there we are, and then we just pull tight, there we are, till nice, and then we cut the tag end off that we don't need. Next step will be to measure out 44 inches. So I'll measure out 44 inches now, and then we'll start on the hooks. So now I have the tied hook and my 44 inches. So what I do is you put your rig tube in up through the line like that. Then we get your panel hook and thread that through there. Does not need tying on. So I threaded it on there. Then this is the bit you've got to be careful on. So I normally put my thumb over the point like that and pinch it. Then what I do is then slide the rig tube in over this hook. So just got to force it a little bit. It will go. Let's wiggle it side to side while you're pushing pushing towards your hand. This is why you've got to be careful with the hooks. Almost there. That's what she said. But this is the most difficult part of it, I'd say. Almost there. Almost there. You might have to help it just to get over that. There we are. So that's over the hook length now. What I'll do is just slide that up the line a little bit. So I'm pulling this way. And then next will be to tie your hook length on. So yet again, thread it through the eye, like that. And then we do your blood knot again. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And through the eye, like that. Give it a little bit of a pull, and then we lick the line. Get your lovely little hook puller. Then we pull like that. Right. So now you're thinking, oh, cut the tagline off. Well, I personally like to keep quite a lot of tagline on the hook. So I've just snipped off. Look at that. I'm thinking, why has he left all that tagline? The reason being is when I whip the elastic around the bait, that'll be poking out, and that will be poking out. So if you whip around this bit here, around this bit here, it can't move anywhere because that tagline is then stopping it from going up or down, sliding up your bait, burying the hook, or slide out your bait, and your bait ends up here somewhere, and your hook's just dangling free in the air. So I'm not going to say he's going to stop doing it, it just helps a lot with it. So then with that, I'll slide this all the way back down, and there we have it. And then next I'll show you it all together. So let's move that to the side, I no longer need that. What we do is you clip your weight onto your pulley pennel like that, and then there's your main rig body all ready. So that will clip onto your main line, and then what I do is I leave these hooks by my bait. I'll bait them up, and once they're baited, all you literally do is come, clip it onto your quick clip, clip it onto your quick clip, so it's quite easy to take on and off. So if you had a fish, and obviously you're trying to unhook it, it's all attached to your rod and that, no, just unclip your hook line, put the fish into the revival bucket, you can stick another bait on, whack it back out. Or alternative, say you got a dogfish and it swallows the hook, you can cut it, the hook line as close as you can, and then you don't have to replace the whole rig, you're just replacing the hook line. So it just makes it cheaper overall. So then that's it, quick clip on. Then what a pulley allows you to do, so there's a hook line, it can't go any further down the hook line than that. But say a fish pulls, it 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 pulls, then bam, hits the weight. And alternatively, when you're reeling the fish in, what happens is that the fish is hopefully heavier than the weight, and the fish pull all the way up, so the weight's away from the ground, can't get snagged up, and the fish can do what it wants to do without a weight in its way. So, and how this pulley pennel works is with the imp, the hook goes onto the bottom hook, goes onto there like that, because obviously you'd have bait on this, and then that's how it's set on your main line. That's so where my fingers are is where it'd be attached to your main line, and that's all done. Then when this hook set hits the water, that little paddle will go up, boom, pushing the hooks out, and the hooks are gone. Floating around with your bait on there, hopefully for a nice array. Well, I hope this helps you all. Sorry we didn't have a full fishing field for you, but we thought we'd show you a bit of it and throw this as a little Brucey bonus. Right, I love you all, bye.